Hello, St. Peter's. Welcome back for another fun library time story. Ooh, we had a snow day this week and it is getting very cold. So I decided to read a book about some of the animals and what they do in the cold. And then I have a fun experiment that you can try over these next couple days when it is freezing outside. What do you think? Would you like to come along and have some fun with us? My friends are back in the library. We have Ralph, Magic Monkey, Daisy, and of course our Pig of Joy with her jar of joy so we can spread our joy at the end of our time. Do you have everyone gathered around? Are you ready for library? Well, we better get ready to hear our story. So let's get ready for library. Let's turn up our ears so we're ready to listen. Turn off our mouths so you don't make a sound. Put your hands quietly in your lap. Take a nice big deep breath. And now we're ready for our story. Today, I have a story about a bear. Now, do you remember what bears do in the winter? It's kind of a big word. Hibernate. Yes, bears like to hibernate. And that means they go to sleep and they sleep all winter long. So they stay warm and cozy in their cave and their heartbeat gets a little slower and they just go they don't need to get up and eat. They don't need to get up for anything. Their bodies slow down so they can just sleep. But our bear in this story is having a little bit of a problem because what happens if you're a hibernating bear and you can't sleep? That's a big problem. So this is called Bear Can't Sleep by Karma Wilson, and our illustrator is Jane Chapman. We have a few stories with this character Bear in it in our school library. Here we go. Oh, look. Little tea kettle over the fire, and then here is Bear. In his home in the forest, while the cold wind blows, Bear snuggles in his quilt from his nose to his toes. I love to snuggle up under a nice warm blanket in the wintertime. While the snowflakes fall and the drifts pile high, Bear tosses and he turns. Bear moans and he sighs. Oh, it looks like he can't get very comfortable. Oh boy, there he is. He stares at the wall. He's not tired at all. And the bear can't sleep. Oh, that's tough. He should be hibernating. Pitter-pat, tiptoe, Mouse scurries in the lair to check on the fire for his good friend, Bear. Oh, isn't that sweet? He was going to come make sure his fire was still going. Oh, Bear, Mouse squeaks, you are up too late. It is winter in the woods, and bears hibernate. Mouse frets. Oh, dear me, while he brews mint tea, and the bear can't sleep. He's a nice friend. Bear is counting sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, when Badger and Hare tumble in through the door. "Oh, Mouse," says Hare, "we were just out walking. Bear should be asleep, but we both heard him talking." Bear snuggles down deep in a sad, furry heap, but he still can't sleep. No. Mouse turns down the lamp. Badger builds the fire up. Hare pours warm milk into Bear's tin cup. Then Gopher and Mole tunnel up to the lair. Mole frets and he fusses. "Oh, it is bedtime for bears." Everybody knows he should be sleeping. The cold wind blows while the firelight glows, but the bear can't sleep. Oh boy. When Owl and Raven flutter inside to find Bear awake with his eyes open wide, Wren hops to and fro. What else is there to try? A song to make him sleepy? So they sing a lullaby. All gathered in the lair, they hum along for Bear. But he still can't sleep. "I'm awake," roars Bear, "and that's all there is to it. I have tried to fall asleep, but I just can't do it. I'm bored, bored, bored." Oh my. So I'll spin you a tale. Once upon a time in the strawberry vale, the friends huddle in as the story begins. Since the bear can't sleep. Bear tells a story he has never told before. But just before the end, there comes a rumbling snore. When the sun peeks up on a bright new dawn, the friends can't sleep, but the bear snores on. He told a story and put himself to sleep. I want to go see that picture of him sleeping again. Look at that. Right in the middle of his story, he fell asleep. He didn't even finish to the end. They're going to have to wait until springtime to find out what happened at the end of the story. Wasn't that so kind of all of his friends, though? They came in and were so worried. "Oh, Bear, why aren't you sleeping?" So they all tried to do something to help him. So, like the mouse came in and he tried to make him some mint tea to make him feel better. Everyone was worried. And Bear finally solved his own problem, didn't he? We all have nights like that where it's hard to sleep. You just got to find that thing. Sometimes you just got to snuggle in a little more or hold on to your teddy bear. That could help you sleep. I like that story. So it was very cold outside. They kept talking about the cold wind would blow. And that can be, some people don't like that because they don't want to go outside and it gets too cold and they have to bundle up and wear their hat and their gloves and their scarf. But you can do some really fun things outside when it's cold. Now you already know about sledding and about maybe having a snowball fight and making a snowman. But I don't know if you know about this. So I did an experiment and it turned out kind of cool, a little bit different than I thought. Because originally I was going to use balloons, but I didn't have balloons. So I had to improvise. I had to find what I had around my house because this was during the snowstorm and we couldn't go out and drive to the store. So I used baggies, and most everyone has baggies in their home. And what I did, I filled the baggies with water and I put some food coloring in. This one is blue. I sealed it up tight, knotted it at the top, and then it's kind of round, but unfortunately this one, I think it's because I had so much water in it. This is a really big baggie. Can you see? It's not all. The top is frozen like an ice cube, but the bottom is still not frozen. But what I did with it is I took a bowl and I put it in the bowl so that it doesn't form to it anymore because that's too big. So that the bottom got kind of rounded, okay? Because here's what happens. Now the next one, oh, it was working so wonderfully. It's in my bowl. I'm gonna pull it out in a second. See how round it is? Sure, it has some wrinkles because it was in the baggie, but it's like a big marble that you can decorate your outside. Just like a snowman, you can decorate with all of these ice balls. It's really kind of neat. So earlier today, I had a couple students help me look at it, and the bottom was a little bit thin. So it got a hole in it. But what happened was all of the colored water came out. So I'm going to put it back in because I want to show you what we saw. The colored water fell out. It's not all going to go back in because there's this big hole in here. That's okay. But look what happened. So the colored water was on the inside. This happened by itself. So I put food coloring in a baggie, just like with the blue one. But this one, only the middle kept the color and the outside was like an ice cube. So we were having fun experimenting, watching the water that's not frozen on the inside of this giant ball of ice. Isn't that cool? It sloshes around. You can really see that orange color. And I'm doing this over a tub, so it's not dripping on the floor. Okay, you don't want to drip on the floor. Or you could actually, I would really be playing with this outside, but then I wouldn't be able to show you, right? So it got round again because it was in a bowl, right? Let me show you how easy this is. It could be, you don't even have to put it in a bowl. You can shape it in any shape that you want. Like I have our jar. If we stuck the baggie in here, it would end up being kind of a square. We have a paper towel tube. If we had an empty one, you could stick your baggie in there and it would take the shape of that. So here is all you have to do. You fill a baggie up with water. I also want you to see how this looks. And then you need some food coloring. Now, if you don't have food coloring, that's okay. You can still freeze these and it would be really kind of neat still. But if you have food coloring, it makes them a little more special. You could put glitter in there if you have glitter. That would be cool. All right, so you're gonna take it and just drop a few drops in there. Now watch when it expands in the water. That's a cool thing to watch right away before you even do anything. And while that's doing that, I'm going to close up my baggie tight. It's very important that you do this over a sink with an adult helping you. And then after you watch it a little bit, you can mix it so it gets everywhere. See? It's just water. Then you bunch it up. Now, if there's too much air, like mine has too much air, you're going to have to open it up again, just a little corner of it. Open up a little corner. Squeeze all the air out, but not the water. It's kind of tricky. And then zip it back up. Now, to make sure you have a good baggie, once you zip it up tight at your sink, turn it upside down, make sure nothing's coming out. So I tried a couple of these with students today, and sometimes the baggies have little tiny holes on the sides, and it starts coming out. If that happens, you're just gonna have to get a new baggie, okay? Once you do that, you're gonna bunch it up like this, get a rubber band, which I don't see my rubber bands. Oh, I didn't bring them. Get a rubber band and tie it up on here. Then find the container you want to put it in. So this one, if I put it in this bowl, it's going to take the shape of the bowl so that the top is tightened with the rubber band and the bottom is sitting in the bowl. So that's going to have a round bottom. When we take it out of the baggie, it's going to be like a ball. We're going to put it on, and don't put it in your freezer. No way. Put it outside in your yard. Now, do you want to see this one? I kind of want to see it. Even though it's not all the way frozen, I want to show you how it turned out. But first I have to try to get the rubber band off. Okay, so that's all. And now here's the other thing. if you don't have a rubber band, guess what? You can take this. You don't have to have a rubber band. Actually, one of the students I worked with today decided they wanted to freeze theirs like this because they thought it might look like a pillow. Okay, so it'll be like a nice big rectangle when it comes out. One of them wanted it to be a blob, so they just plopped it in the snow just like this to see what happens if they leave it alone and what shape that it will take on its own. You could also carve out a piece of the snow, like dig a shape into the snow and then set your baggie in that snow shape because it's so cold, it's not going to melt in the next couple days. Then you can see what happens when you go back to check it out. I just about have my rubber band off, I think. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, now I do. So this is what you do after. If you have scissors, you could cut it off. That might be easier. Now, I know mine is not totally done. I just want you to be able to see what it looks like. It comes out of the baggie very easily. It doesn't stick to the bag, okay? So that once it's done, and if it was solid, it would be really easy to take out, but I'm gonna lift it up to show you what, oh, it's slippery. Oh, it's kind of cool. Actually, I like what's happening here. I'm trying to get out of the bag. It looks like a crystal bowl. Look at that. So because it was not all frozen on the inside, and we have taken this inside and out a couple times so that we could experiment with it. Now, it almost looks like a candy dish. Obviously, if you bring it inside, it's going to melt very quickly. I don't know if you can see all the drips coming off my hand. But if you kept this outside and you undid it just like this, now you could put some other frozen creations in there. You could fill it with snow and see what kind of snow creations. Or you can dump some of the water that's left in the bottom, what I'm going to do, of my baggie. And I have another bowl just like the other one. Oh, but this has a hole in it. So you can't put liquid back in it unless it freezes solid. But you could put some snow in there. Fill it up. Isn't that neat? It's just a fun way, a different way than just always playing in the snow, which is so fun. But what a cool way to make different shapes of ice sculptures that then you can experiment with outside and have fun. And isn't that a nice blue bowl that I made? It's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to use some paper towels and dry my hands off. Even if you have a big tub, I'm going to show you my tub, okay? It's this big. This is probably the only way you could play with this inside, if you have a big tub like this, so that water doesn't go anywhere. But of course, always ask your mom or dad or your grandma, grandpa, whoever's taking care of you, if you can do this. Now, if you want to try this experiment, you need to get your baggie of water, fill it up. You could use a balloon. Try a balloon. I just didn't have them, so I didn't use them. Put some food coloring in there and set it outside. Today, you have to leave it out there all night long. I left mine out there all night long and all day today, and they were so big that even they had some holes and they weren't quite done, remember? If you want, like we took them out early, I loved experimenting with the liquid and the ice. If you want it to be solid, if you check it and you can still see air bubbles in it, then you're gonna have to leave it back outside a little bit longer or leave it in the baggie. Once you take it out of the baggie, you can put it back in, but the frozen part is gonna stay that same shape, okay? Just experiment, play. It's so fun to try new things. This is a new way to play in the cold. Since we don't hibernate, we have to make the best of what we have around us, don't we? If you have any ideas or you do something really cool and make a new shape with your baggies or balloons, send us a picture in the comments so that we can all see what your experiment looks like. I can't wait to see them. Okay, I think Joy's ready. Want to spread some joy? So do I. That was really fun. My hands aren't even that cold. But if you're outside, put some gloves on and it would be even better. Some waterproof gloves that you would wear like when you're sledding or skiing. That'd be a good way to do it. All right, here's how we're going to spread some joy today. Well, this is really good, especially after you do some sort of experiment like this. Can you see it? Help clean up. What a great way to spread joy. Nobody wants to clean up by themselves, right? If one of your parents makes you dinner and they were so nice to make you dinner, why don't you help them do the dishes? Help clear the table, maybe empty the dishwasher. You know what else? I found that when my kids were young, what they were very good at is folding towels the next time the laundry's done. There's always something that you can do to help clean up. And maybe clean up your toys before anyone asks you to. That would really be special. I know that would have made my mom so happy. So that's a fun way to spread joy, especially after you do something like this. If you do an experiment and walk away and leave the big mess, your parents probably won't let you do another experiment. So don't do that. Make sure you clean up after yourself. And yes, if you want to put a bowl outside, ask them. It has to be plastic so it doesn't break in the ice and the snow in the cold weather. So you're going to have to ask them for a couple favors to help you. So the best way to let them keep helping you do experiments is to clean up when you're finished. Never leave it just for them. And that's part of the fun too. Okay? All right, I can't wait to see what you come up with in your ice bag experiments. Make sure you send me those pictures. I love to see them. And until next time, boys and girls, stay warm, stay safe, and keep spreading your joy.